Alright. Alright. Let's do this. Let's head into the interdimensional rifts. If I can find it. Here's the pirates' hideout. Here we go. World 2 currently winning the poll. Oh my god, Maelstrom. Stay out of the sand, y'all. Stay out of the sand. The land crawler will get you. It's got a good atmosphere. What does World 2? I think World 1 is probably my favorite, but World 2 is also really good. Oh, did I remember to buy tents? I have 3 cottages. That should be enough. Once X-Death obtains the power of the Void, our new home, a world of darkness, will be born. The world of darkness. Alright, so now we go down the elevators. The Bandoliers from that one Stephen King story. I think we do this one, right? Yeah. Roulette, no! Oh my god, he roulette killed himself! He roulette killed himself! Fucking roulette. Fucking roulette. World 3 is my favorite part. Fork Tower is the only part that isn't that good. I think all of World 3 kind of sucks. Except for, obviously, Neo X-Death is a great final boss. I will not take any Neo X-Death hatred will not be tolerated in this chat. Just kidding. You can You can have wrong opinions. It's allowed. That's the Langoliers? Oh, did I get the Langoliers and the Landoliers mixed up? Can we play this piano? No, we can't play the piano in the void. Homophobic. No playing the piano in the void. I just like the entire game in general. Fair, there's a lot of cool stuff in the game. I like the final dungeon. It reminds me of a Pokemon fan game I played that has nightmare sections that use alternate versions of the cities from earlier games. I do think the spooky version of Phantom Village is really cool. I don't like Phoenix Tower and Omniscient. Also, the GBA bonus dungeon, I love how there's 15 Omegas in one room. Yeah, in general, I think most of the GBA bonus content in the Final Fantasy games is pretty bad. Like, there's a reason it's not included in the remakes. People complain that the GBA stuff got cut from Pixel Remaster, and I get it. It's like, you know, it can't be the definitive version if it doesn't have all the content, but, like, to me, it's kind of like the maps that get cut from FE3 Book 1. Like, there was nothing of value there to begin with. So, I'm unbothered. The Lilith Rod. Babe, I found your rod! The Lilith Rod. Oh, right, boss fight. These woods are so peaceful. Why don't you rest here? For all of eternity! Actually, I think the bonus stuff is fine to me. I think 5 has too many gimmicks, and 6 is in 6. I haven't played 6 yet, but I'm gonna be playing 6 on the SNES, not the... What the... She used Protect on my Yo, the big brain moves! The boss's IQ. The big brain moves. Six SNES is funny, it only has 4 cartridge bricks. What are cartridge bricks? Common Geomancer L. Common Geomancer L. Geomancer's dealing like triple-digit damage while everyone else is dealing 4-digit damage. Common Geomancer L. Problem is now she's stuck in that AI phase. Problem? That was a solution for us. So we have dual cast, but the problem is if we give trans rights dual cast, we lose access to white magic. I think it's better just to have one dual caster than to lose both of our, like to lose the extra white magic. Chat, should we go for Omega? It'll probably wipe us, but we did just save. Oh right, Golem's here. Do you remember Golem? You have a second chance to get Golem. Does he have Reflect? Oh, he's got Reflect. Yo, Pride Month Rainbow Wind! Yeah, somehow I think the person in chat insisting that Omega's actually super easy might just have a bigger gamer dick than me. We're not fighting Omega. That was me. I mean, I'm just saying, this, like, the insistence that a super boss is easy, it feels like a gamer flex, rather than, like, actually taking things seriously. Magic hammer on the frog, who can't even use magic right now anyway. A panda, you are a genius. $10 MP because of the cold hairpin. Yup. Flare is a scam. It's just very expensive. It is genuinely super powerful, but it's just very expensive. And, like, if you're doing a expensive spell, you might as well just use Bahamut, right? Like, go all in. Why is everyone's HP so low? I mean, that's kind of just Final Fantasy IV for you. The party's HP doesn't really get that high unless you do an absurd amount of grinding. Alright, we gotta go to the dungeon first. Catastrophe! Love the castle. Interdimensional Rift in general just has awesome vibes. flow would be really neat right now. Yes, but 4-job Fiesta rules mean that I cannot use the job that knows the spell float. Nor can I use Mighty Guard. I think Trans Rights is just gonna have to take a dirt nap, unfortunately. Red Mage moment. Arse. Sorry, I forgot the letter. What letter? Oh, we got it. We got your catastrophe. If you're desperate, you can use Confuse on some of the bird enemies and they'll float your party. It's the flying cats specifically. If it's the enemies I'm thinking of. The Kiss of Death! But then that requires also not resting in an inn and not going to a tent and all that stuff, right? Like, it's a whole ordeal. I guess we use an elixir. When is the next save point? I know I know Blue Mage guy is guarding one. Lena was Geomancer, right? So, in order to make her Dragoon... We'll do that. Rather than using an elixir on her. being Dragoon might be a liability. It's just something she can do with no MP costs. Dragoon is ass. Again, it's the rules of 4-job Fiesta. I have to use the jobs I was given. Can Red Mage use Aegis Shield? No, Red Mage cannot equip shields. Average Geomancer L. Oh, to answer your question why Lena was in the back row, she used reverse polarity to swap the rows. I love how fashionable Halicarnassus looks. Yep. There we go. Halicarnassus down. Alright, do we get a save point? Like a cottage save point before Twintania? The auto-equip is so bad. The only one is through the blue mage. Alright, should we go fight him then, I guess? Is there a save point after Twintania? Yo, it's the Iron Giant from DreamWorks! You gotta be Necro. Oh my god, 3 Death Claws. Just self-destruct in front of Azul Magia? Why didn't I think of breaking the rules of the challenge run to go Blue Mage? That's a genius idea. I should have thought of that. We'll go fight the Blue Mage. We'll go fight the Blue Mage. Azul Magia. That's probably just the best thing to do. You can turn off encounters. Yeah, but I kind of don't want to. I don't know, it feels less legitimate to me. Your willpower is immeasurable. I would have given it by World 2. These jobs are not that bad. Did he just roulette himself? Whoa! Like, we have Holy. We have dual cast Holy, honestly. I think that's good enough. Geomancer and Dragoon kind of suck, but Dragoon, like, gives us physical damage for the few times that we need that. Like, crystals it was good for, and obviously in, against Minotaur and Fork Tower. Zero damage Geomancy. I mean, common Geomancer L. Dragoon and Geomancer are bottom 5 jobs. I agree, but I think honestly, like, Dragoon is fine. It says more about the quality of jobs in Final Fantasy V. That, like, Dragoon is a bottom 5 job because everything else is good, not because it necessarily, like, is so unbelievably ass. It's just a physical attacker with no sauce, right? It's not like Dancer, where it does nothing. It's also, like, the point in the game it joins is certainly part of it too, right? Like, it being an Earth Crystal job isn't doing any favors. Realistically, it's like, its combat is probably on the same level as something like Monk or Knight. Just Monk and Knight show up earlier, right? So that's why they're better. Because you use them in the early game when they're actually relevant. Whereas, like, nobody's running a Monk in World 2 unless you're looking for, like, specifically killing the pods in Dragonflower, right? Dancer is better than Geomancer and Dragoon because of the equipment catered to it. I disagree. I think the equipment's the only thing that Dancer offers, but, like, Dancer still sucks. I will not have Monk easy mode slander. I'm just saying, if Monk joined at the Earth Crystal, it would be as bad as Dragoon. This is as far as you go! Birdo voice. Get fucked, Twintania! Shoutouts to Odin being able to one-hit it while it casts Odin. Giga Flare? Yeah, oh, I forgot. We have to use up the magic lamp, so we have Odin available for Neo X Death. How many times do we have to use the magic lamp for that? Is Giga Flare not reflectable? That's unfortunate. Let me look up magic lamp stuff. Because we haven't used it at all. In order to knock it down to Odin level. One, two. So we use it 2 times, and then we can use it as Odin. Either that or Reflect Laren out. Oh, Reflect... No, because I had just applied it. So it wouldn't run out. Remember, everyone... We wiped, and then I reapplied it. So Odin is the 3rd charge. You gotta use it 2 times. We can probably do that. This is as far as you go! Okay, so I just have to wait till she goes into her charging form. Well, that's no fun. We got any coral rings? We do not. Honestly, I think if we're doing the Odin strat, right? We just keep Kuragaing. This thing is the second roadblock for me as a kid. Fair. Geomancer can take a dirt nap for this one. Oh my god, the Mind Blast. Because that's not reflectable because it's blue magic. Won't you need Odin to kill the EOX death? Yeah, we'll leave and recharge the magic lamp. Like, it'll be fine. Teleport would be super handy right now. It would. We're on Sildra now, right? Sildra might just be able to kill them. Krylie! Knock it off! My god, he's tanky. Yeah, they don't call him the Iron Giant Vin Diesel for nothing. Everything is tanky when you have the power of Rebecca Fire Emblem. So true. Hi, Omega. Bye, Omega. Alright, y'all, I'm gonna have to start banning people if they keep talking about Final Fantasy VI, which I haven't played yet. This is the last warning you're getting. I have asked nicely every single stream. What weapon did you give your Red Mage for endgame? Well, my Red Mage is exclusively a rod breaker, so the Magus Rod to boost rod breaking. But during the few instances where I've had to do less degenerate strategies, the Assassin's Dagger, because it's the only legendary physical weapon the Red Mage can use. Omega, the abyss, it calls, Daddy. You could give it the Ruin Sword. Yeah, there is the Ruin Sword too. Yeah. It's not a legendary weapon, but it is a good weapon. Try to beat Omega for content. We tried already once. Tried and failed. But yeah, I did run into Omega one time for the memes. If you rolled Mystic Knight, it would have been different. Nah, because you still need Ranger. Like, that's the thing about calling the super boss easy if you use the correct cheese. This is a knowledge game, right? Like, it's much like Fire Emblem, any strategy game, really, where it's a knowledge game, right? And so everything becomes easy once you know the solution to a fight. But that's like saying, you know, a puzzle game is easy because I looked up all the puzzles on the internet. There's strategies you can use to cheese basically every super boss in JRPG history. And like, maybe that, from your perspective, makes the entire genre easy. But again, it's an information game, right? Any strategy game, when you come up with the correct strategy, you should be able to conquer whatever challenge you're up against. That's the point of challenges like this. This is how you make an omelet, now do it without eggs. Are the eggs in question rod breaking? Because I'm not doing it without rod breaking. But that's sort of, that's why I like 0% growth challenges too. Is, again, it's, you have to approach the game with a different set of tools. Or like the level 1 runs of various RPGs, like Paper Mario, where you have to push your tool knowledge to its limits. I like fighting Gimmer Boss naked without strategy. I too go into finals without knowledge beforehand. I mean, I think on a first playthrough, most people are not going to have the knowledge, right? Obviously, there's some people who will like look everything up online. But I don't think that's the default for most people. That's why I like Nuzlocke's or mono Pokemon challenges. Yeah, that's another, you know, approach that just, it limits the tools you have and pushes your knowledge to new levels. And it's kind of like a puzzle game without a specific solution. Like, you have to come up with the solution. Whereas, like, more traditional challenge runs, right? You've got all the tools. But in the case of, like, a Nuzlocke, you're specifically limited to certain random tools. You need to look up the fact that contemporary FF4 games suck balls. I mean, I think FF4 is the best Final Fantasy I've played so far. Its gameplay is not very good, but its story is just phenomenal. I think it's one of the best stories in gaming. Its story carried me through the gameplay, right? And I don't think even FF5, which has, in my opinion, the strongest gameplay of the games I've played up until now, which is just the first 5, I don't think its gameplay is strong enough to carry the entire length of the game. Is it a well-designed boss fight if not doing the gimmick gets you killed? 4 story is worse than 5 story? Well, that's a hot take. It's not one I agree with. I think, again, I think 4 has one of the best stories in gaming. At the very least, it's foundational, right? But I do genuinely think it holds up in many ways. That's why I made a, 4-hour-long video about Final Fantasy IV. You should watch it, smiley face. Alright, so we gotta go reset the magic lamp in all of gaming. I think it's one of the better ones. Not a high bar. Gaming stories are often pretty awful. But I think modern stories do not, you know, cover the sort of topics that FF4... Look, I'm not just gonna summarize the 4-hour video in a live stream off the cuff. It's only okay, that's a bit much. Nah, it is, like, legitimately foundational to the way in which video games tell stories. It established, the sort of conventions used in the medium. It lowers the story from when you realize no one except for Tella died in the entire thing. I mean, yeah. I think the fake-out deaths are a weak point. I never said it's a perfect story. I think that you can appreciate a piece of art while also acknowledging the flaws that it has, right? You know, I think looking for a flawless piece of art is, you're gonna be looking for forever. Only Cecil and Edward get any real development. Yep, it has, you know, early 90s sexism stuff too, with the way it depicts women and stuff. Like, there's issues with the story. It's also a product of its time, right? Which, like, that's not a defense for... That's not a, like, oh, well, we should just, like, pretend it doesn't have the sexist elements and stuff. But again, as I say, it is foundational to storytelling through video games. Like, the gameplay story integration stuff had not been done, at least not to that extent, before FF4, right? It is a foundational text. That, at the very least, you can't deny. You can say you dislike it, you know, I'll disagree with you, but you can. We are allowed to have different opinions on art. FF4 is just Star Wars? What are you talking about? It's not just Star Wars. I mean, Star Wars is also good, but it's not Star Wars. What? I failed to see a connection besides the fact that they named one of the airships after the Millennium Falcon, but, like, they named another one after the Enterprise. We should go buy tents just in case so I don't run out. You thinking of FF2? I don't think any of the Final Fantasies are just Star Wars. At least not the ones that I've played. It's like the Beatles, everyone thinks they're mid because other people copied them. Where is this FF4 hate coming from? Let's get some ethers too. Do we... It's 50k for an elixir. We might have enough for some elixirs. I like FF4, but in all of gaming. I mean, what would you say are the best stories in gaming then, right? Don't just shoot it down without putting an alternative. I think it is amongst the best stories in gaming. And if you say FE4, I'm going to stop taking everything else after it seriously. Just warning you ahead of time. The main character is related to the main villain who serves an evil emperor who is a mercenary dressed out as redwood. They do the Vader reference reveal. They do also do that. Don't forget to buy coral rings. Why do I need coral rings? What would the coral rings be for? I just spent all my money on elixirs. What are coral rings for? Snake Eater's a pretty good story. Haven't played any of the Metal Gear Solids, but from my understanding, the only Kojima game that I've played is Death Stranding, and I think his writing style is kind of nonsensical. Coral rings for Shinryu? Yeah, we're not fighting Shinryu. So why would I do that? That feels like a waste of time and money. Hold on, I gotta get rid of the bot. Alright, bot has been killed. I'll just say games are in this NES area. Dragon Quest V, Chrono Trigger, Lufia 2, and Final Fantasy VI. I mean, I haven't played Final Fantasy VI. I think Chrono Trigger is kind of overgassed. It's good, but it's overgassed. I think Danny is only used to bad Fire Emblem storytelling. Fire Emblem is not the only video games I play, but video game storytelling is generally very weak. Yes, even JRPGs. which are supposed to be sort of like the storytelling genre. So frequently just have, like, kind of nonsensical stories. Disco Elysium's quality comes from the dialogue, but the story is very good. Disco Elysium also up there as one of the best stories in video games. So much that it inspired a ton of copycats, none of which are approaching its level of quality. In my opinion. Super lesbian animal RPG. I think its story's fine. I mean, maybe it'll get, like, to a better extent when I get farther, but I think it's just, like, it's fine. Disco Elysium has a bad story because it's not about a witch finding her cat in the Alps. Oh my god, fucking roulette. How do you feel about Earthbound? I mean, I liked Earthbound, but it's, again, if we're talking like best stories in gaming, I wouldn't put it in the conversation. It's quirky Earthbound RPG. And for what it's worth, same with Mother 3, which I do think is the superior title, both in terms of gameplay and storytelling. Quirky little indie game inspired by Earthbound. Oh yeah, if people say Undertale's stories in the best in gaming, I'm also gonna laugh at them. And Xenoblade, Xenocringe. Guilty Gear. Isn't that like a fighting game? Do you think Xenoblade 1 is better than Drakengard? I've never played Drakengard. Guilty Gear's story sucks. I tend to assume that fighting game stories are gonna be bad. Like, I don't know anything about Guilty Gear, other than it's got the one trans character. Bridget? Drakengard gets repetitive. I don't even know what Drakengard is. Like, I vaguely recognize the name. It's a bad hack and slash game. So it's not really related to Xenoblade then. It's related to the Nier franchise. Oh, like Nier Automata? I've heard of that one. That's like regarded as a phenomenal story game thing. I haven't played it. Dragon Guard has a cool story, but the gameplay is boring in like an hour. Well, that would probably put it ahead of Xenoblade then, smiley face. Because Xenoblade doesn't have a good story. I'll stop. I'm not the one who invited the comparison to begin with. Let the record show. Oh, you know what video game has a great story? You know what video game has a great story? E.T. for the Atari 64. What if we're naming the best video game stories and we just name a bunch of like shitty movie tie-in games, giving them credit for the story in the movie? Yeah, I grew up with a game that had a really good story. It was called Toy Story 2. They made a movie adaptation of it. Super Mario Bros. 2, Game of the Years for the last 20 years. Oh, that's a video game Donkey Bit, isn't it? I recognize that reference. Scarface for the PS2. Yo, the Shield for the Xbox 360. The Sopranos video game. Sopranos Made in America, I think it's called. The Wu-Tang Clan fighting game for the PS1. Yeah, we give it credit for all the Wu-Tang Clan songs. That's what its story is, just their full discography. Shaq Fu. Dr. House for the Nintendo DS? Nah, I said good stories. I said good stories. No, you're picking bad stories. Better Call Saul for the Nintendo DS. Is that real? That's not real. You made that up. Better Call Seal, a sequel to FE1 focusing on Daros. Yo, we got sale references in chat. They really used to make games about anything back then. Sure did. I just got blocked out, hoping to do some progress on my own 4-job Fiesta. What are your jobs? Lord of the Rings games to the PS2 were awesome. Yo, I remember I sunk so much time into Return of the King when I was younger. For the Nintendo GameCube. I just have Monk. I haven't made it past Tula yet. Got it, got it, got it. You streaming? I impulse got FF5 because it was on sale recently, and now there's an explosion of FF5 related stuff. So the 4-job Fiesta is going on right now. It's a fan event, an annual fan event. So that's why there's so much FF5 stuff everywhere you go. It's because we're all Fiesta gamers. There we go. There's a big vibe in FF5 tubers recently before the Fiesta. Seer did recently release his video. Which probably got something to do with it too. Jeez Louise. Holy shit! The CIA agent in my computer is so thoughtful. How many humans can be kings? That's not a normal monarchy. They're like king cobras. There's Seer, Backlog Buster. Oh, Backlog Buster showed up on my For You page a few times. I haven't watched anything. Fuck, zombie powder. Became the living dead! Super Pika. Yeah, I caught Super Pika's stream the other day. I've been avoiding watching too many Super Pika videos because I'm working on the FF5 video myself and I don't want to like copy, you know? But Super Pika has also been on my For You page a few times. There's like no reward for fighting these enemies too. Like, look at that. We got 0 EXP on the last fight. So, like, what's the point in fighting these guys? ABP? Gil? So you can grind ABP without being over-leveled? Do you need to grind ABP at this point in the game, though? Shouldn't you be, like, done? I don't know, in all 3 of my playthroughs, without using boost, at this point in the game, I was just running mimes and freelancers. You need to master Summoner for your magic users, Monk for your physical users, Ninja, Ranger, Mystic, Knight for the Freelancer combo, and all those jobs take a lot of ABP. But you're not running that on every single person. You're not running all of those at the same time on every single party member. Like, by this point in the game, your build should be complete. It's the final dungeon. Max stats are hardly necessary. That's the other thing, too. Is, like, I don't think this is a game you need to min-max. You also don't necessarily want Monk mastered on everyone because it fucks with Mime's ability to mimic. Because it gives you counter, which you don't always want. In fact, I would argue if you're doing any Mime strategies at all, you don't want anyone to have Monk mastered. Like, the extra couple of points of strength aren't worth it. Do you get Odin ready? No, but we can use Bahamut and, Tsunami in the DOX death fight. Hello, X-Death. Bum, bum, bum. Everyone knows X-Death is a tree by now? Yes. I mean, if you didn't know, this is kind of a giveaway. But also, it was explained to us in a lore dump earlier that I skipped over. What an edgy name. It really does sound like a 14-year-old came up with it. He looks so much like Golbez, I confuse them. Yeah, they really did just, like, rip off their own homework. I like that he stays the bad guy. There's no last minute pull under the rug. I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's fine. It's not like X-Death is a character who's fleshed out at all. He's a tree who wants to destroy the world. I wouldn't care if he wasn't the main antagonist. Because I don't give a shit about him. Alright, everyone's got everything they need. Let's get going. X-Dex feels like he must be a parody of the type of villains at the time, but they play him so seriously. I just feel like it's a generic and boring story. Like, I don't think it's secretly parody. It's a shame because, like, there's a lot of potential there. There's portions in World 1 and World 2 that have, like, some really good potential for story stuff. World 1 in particular, like, could have been a very good climate change story, but just wasn't. Oh my god, the meteors are gonna kill me, aren't they? I like 5-story, nothing wrong with simple. I think it's not just simple, I think it's bad, personally. But, you know, different strokes for different folks. Alright, through phase 1. The void was mine to command! Okay, which one is vulnerable to Odin? It's the very back one, right? The one with the human head? So the very back? Correct, okay. Grand Cross. Hello.
Hello. Good night.
Good night. Grand Cross is straight up evil. It has instant death. Yeah. Delta attack is also kind of fucked up. Double death. 2340. Exit name is the real reason why this game wasn't released in English. Is that true? That honestly sounds real. Well, fuck me. They gave the Western audience Mystic Quest because Americans are dumb. Yo, it's 9/11. You know what that means. Bum bum bum. Bum ba-da. Getting rid of the back one is the priority. No, we gotta leave the back one alive, because we can Odin it. When it's the last one alive. Because when there's only one alive, they go into, like, super chaos mode. Do you want us to make, like, gay twin towers? Make the fork tower in real life? Holy cutscene run back. Yeah. I guess we could try killing the back one first. Like, just spam out Magic Lamp. kill the back one first, and then, like, focus on AoE attacks. Didn't you say this was Geomancer's one claim to fame? Oh, right, we do have Wind Slash available. That is true. I forgot about that, because common Geomancer L. Wind Slash might not even be good for us. It's guaranteed Wind Slash. We'll see. If it's more or less than Holy. It hits everyone, so it's probably, like, you know, better for us. Wow. Wow. Look at that damage. Look at that damage. Equip an air knife. True. I'm just unimpressed. Alright, let's try it with air knife. 1428. Well, it will hit all parts, so that's something, you know? Did you know about the secret text after killing Yorax Death? It's called the Lorax. I am Neo-X Death. All right, arise. So we kill the back one. Yeah, 15 to all. Not bad. Well, that just happened. I dare you to tell me this song is better than Dancing Mad? What's Dancing Mad? Can we skip the cutscene? It doesn't look like we can. This tree is beating your ass. Yeah, I hope I don't have to go grind. Oh, I forgot to whip an air knife. While I'm mashing through the cutscene, I'm gonna go check the poll that I posted, the recent armor poll. It looks like Tyronio is currently beating Forsyth. Oh, you know, it's another Path of Radiance Armor Knight? This gives me an excuse to talk about. Every time we bring up Path of Radiance Armor Knights, there's a very common talking point. People will say, like, oh, they're bad in hard mode, but they're great in maddening mode because you want the extra bulk. And, like, I've only played maddening mode 3 times, which is 3 more than most people. But, like, that's just not my experience with Godfrey, Braum, and Tyronio. Especially Braum. Because, like, people will bring it up for Braum, right? Can I save after the cutscene? Like, will it let me? Yes! We can use the autosave to not have to watch the cutscene. Autosave to skip the cutscene, baby. But, like, so here's the thing, right? Is enemy quality increases a little bit in Path of Radiance Maniac mode compared to hard mode, but it's mostly quantity. So Paladins are still generally gonna be your best tanks. Especially because the low speed, like, really makes up for the extra defense that the Armor Knights have. They get doubled by stuff. The other thing is a lot of the Maniac mode exclusive difficulty comes from mages, like Meteor Mages, Sleep and Silence all over the shop, right? And that's stuff that, like, your high movement helps to counter, not purely physical damage. Or purely physical bulk. I've never used a general in Path of Radiance. In hard mode and below, they're like super usable because everyone is, because it's super easy. In maddening mode or maniac mode or whatever it's called, the unreleased super hard difficulty, right? The talking point is that they're great, but I just don't think that's the case. Maniac Fire Dragons rival the power of Hard 5 Dragons. Yeah, but you faced them in the last 2 maps. Just use Ike and Enna or Nasir. Like, at that point. Fire Emblem balance is all over the place. I hate the series sometimes. I mean, it's a single-player game, though. It doesn't need to be balanced. Final Fantasy V is unbalanced, but we still love it. You got fuckers like Geomancer and Dragoon alongside gods like Black Mage, White Mage, Time Mage, etc. Whitehole is such an asshole move. What do you mean dead and petrified? Yeah, I got it mixed up with Delta Attack. I gotta correct that in the video. Games being fun matters more than balance. I think bad units and like an unbalanced cast make Fire Emblem more fun than everyone being on equal playing fields, right? You know, the communism emblem, 3 houses type deal, where everyone is usable and they're all very close to equal, even like shitters like Ash and Anna, right? I think it's more because there's a certain joy to being like, hey, Rebecca, you're a piece of shit. I'm gonna use you to kill the final boss. How are we defining balance? I mean, I think generally what most people mean when they talk about balance and like Fire Emblem being unbalanced is the idea that like Wyvern versus Armor Knight, right? Like that whole deal. Well, Almagas just fucking wiped the party. I have to hope Lena can save it. Oh my god, Grand Cross, no. Don't you fucking dare. Okay. 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 Jesus Christ. Are we under-leveled? We're level 42. Is that, like, under-levels? What if you wanted to play the game but God said Almagas? This one has the lowest HP, so we're doing it next. The laws of the universe are in chaos! Hey Danny, when are you beating FF3? I already did. Oh wait, no I didn't. Never. I'm not doing that shit. I did the FF3 video, I'm never playing FF3 again. I forgot that I fucking rage quit because the final boss is bullshit. Oh no, Ferris is old. We killed another part of it. Okay. What is it that old people look like these days? Gray hair. The laws of the universe are in chaos! I'm only 27 and I saw a couple of gray ones in my hair this morning. I started going gray at 16. I got the salt and pepper hair now. We got it! We did it! We did it! We did it! I gotta take a screenshot. Screenshot is proof. Okay. It doesn't prove that I used the classes necessarily, but hopefully this will be good enough for the Fiesta. GG's, easy. Wait, where am I supposed to upload this? Do lumberjacks have to do this shit every time they cut a tree? I'm gonna ask a friend. Hold on. It was cutting it close there on the victory. I mean, the strategy worked of just attacking them both evenly, right? But yes, I do agree it was cutting it close. Did I miss felling the evil tree? Yeah, we're in the post-game cutscene now. Maybe if I make this as a post on the community tab. No, but then I can't link to it. All right, so I'm gonna submit the link. And complete the run. Was freelancer ever an option in this challenge? I don't think so, because at least not under standard run rules. What game has your favorite story so far? You mean of the Final Fantasies or in general? Of the Final Fantasies, it's FF4. In general, I don't know if I have a game with a favorite story in general. It's hard to pick favorites, right? It's such an extreme thing. Rip Criley, the child is dead. Dead frog child. Jumping out the window to be a pirate? Eggs? She was pregnante! Bum, ba, da, 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 da. Bum, ba, da, 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 da. Did we just see Buku's girl give birth? Yes. And here's all the little memories of everything. So in this timeline, how did Sid and Mid escape from the cogs? Trans rights didn't teach Boko sets ed. Too many eggs. If Galoof and the others hadn't been there for me. The crystals have been restored and everything's peaceful, but for some reason I'm sad. The ending is sweet, though. That's true. The child has appeared. Who is this child? I'm actually curious, what's winning the poll right now? In terms of World 1, World 2, World 3. World 1 currently winning. World 3 in second place. People don't like World 2 that much, it seems. World 2's in last place. I'm still on World 1. I'm abstaining from voting. Fair. Well, that's the Fiesta. Fiesta down. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. Ba-na-na-na-na. Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na. Na-na-na-na-na. Look, I have a cool dragon. Well, they're stuck with Chocobo. I think Chocobos are cooler than dragons. Good video game. This was a run, alright. Yeah, I'll be making an Ice Rider video about it. That's gonna be the companion video to, the FF5 video, is the 4-job Fiesta summary. So look forward to that. I've been waiting for the 5 video. It'll come out eventually. It's ballooned in scope. Meow. Oh. YouTube's mean and hasn't been showing you lately, so I missed out on the FF arc. I mean, they're still up. You can watch them if you want. I got a playlist of it. Need to start my own Fiesta? Hell yeah, Fiesta Gaming. Sorry, it's yawn-tastic. It's yawn o'clock. I wanted to let the whole credits roll out on stream, but I'm not gonna make it that far. Good night, gamers.